Hi there. Let's take a look at completing the Chapter 6 mid-level. In this video, we're going to walk through applying the custom format. We're going to build the one variable data table, and if it goes quick enough, we'll have time to also build the two variable data table. So you can see I've already went through all of the steps for Chapter 6. So I'm just going to clear out what I have here, so ignore this step. I want to clear that out so that I can start from the beginning for this one variable data table. Okay, and then just as a gentle reminder, what we're doing with this data table is, in the instructions, it gives us the whole context of our work. We're working with two people who want to build a house, and they have a budget like everybody for building this house. So they need to know what kind of square footage can they afford that is within their budget. And their budget is impacted by the base cost of the house, you know, sort of like the bare bones of building this house, and the total cost, like what happens if they upgrade the carpet or the cabinets or whatever. That's the total cost for the house. So in E5, we're going to reference the base cost for the house, which sits in cell B9. So I'm going to type equals B9 and I'm going to press tab. F5, the instructions tell us, references the total cost of the house, which is just off my screen. But if you have it on your screen and I scroll down a little bit, that total cost resides in B25. So I'm going to back up and type equals B25. There it is. And then just to get fancy, because we're in Excel Intermediate and not Excel Beginning anymore, we're going to apply custom number 4 formats to E5 and F5. So I'm going to start with E5. From my Home tab in the number group, I'm going to click the More button. And I've already done this, so it's already residing on custom. You can do the same. Then here where it says type in that box, it has to go in quotation marks. If you don't do the quotes, it doesn't work, and it can be really frustrating when it doesn't work. So base cost in the quotation marks, there it is. And then the other one is going to be a custom number format. So in the number group again, More button, make sure custom is selected. And then here in the type box, in quotes, total cost. And then that same step in the instructions, it tells you to format it, this, that, and the other thing. So make it blue or whatever it is it says. I'll let you do that one. Formatting is the easy break that we get. All right, now we're ready to build our data table. And just as a reminder, in the old days, we would have done this manually with a calculator. We would have said, well, how do we calculate base cost? And then monkeyed with the square footage just manually. What's it at 1,800? What's it at 2,000 square feet? What's it at 2,200 square feet? But nowadays we have this awesome tool called the data table tool. So let's apply it. Click cell D5, drag all the way through F15. From the data tab, select the what if analysis group and choose data table. And then in this data table, we're just monkeying around with one variable, total square footage. We want to know, how does base cost change when the square footage change? And we want to know, how does total cost change when the square footage changes? And if you notice, base costs and total costs are in columns. So the input that we're dealing with goes in these columns. So we're going to change the column input cell, and base cost is, sorry, not base cost, listen to me. Total square footage resides in cell B7. There it is. So I'm going to click on B7 for my column input cell and click OK. And then there it is. Again, the instructions have you format it, I think, to accounting. Don't quote me on this. Look at the instructions. I think we do accounting 0 decimal places, but see how the cost changes over time, and then keep on going. In a later step, it says highlight, you might have seen I already had it done, highlight in this blue fill the amount that's closest to their goal. And their goal was, it says up in the instructions again, I think 350,000. So what is closest to 350,000, and you'll fill that in. So right, this is really useful stuff. We don't have to bring out the calculator to get it done. So that's your custom number format and the first data table. I'll make a separate video for the two variable data table next.